Chandragupta II, also known as Chandragupta Vikramaditya, was one of the great rulers of the Gupta Empire. He was the third ruler of the Gupta Empire and was the most powerful emperor of his time. Consequent to taking over the reign from his elder brother Rama Gupta, Chandragupta continued the expansionist policy of his father Samudragupta through various military conquests. Chandergupta II was the father of Kumaragupta, Prabhavatigupta and Govindagupta. His grandchildren were Skandagupta, Puru Gupta, Pravarasena and Damodarsena, and his grandparents were Chandragupta I and Kumaradevi. The names of his great-grandchildren are Narasimhagupta, Kumaragupta II, and Vainyagupta and Ghatotkacha was his great-grandfather. Chandergupta II gave tough resistance to Hunas by strengthening the military of Gupta Empire. Huns, a Central Asian tribe, had invaded Gupta territory and caused significant damage to his empire. However, Gupta Empire ended in 550 CE when it disintegrated into small kingdoms after a series of weak rulers after him, and many invasions faced them from the east, west, and north. The Gupta Empire had flourished under Chandragupta II, but began to falter under his son, Kumaragupta, and grandson, Skandagupta. During his reign, art, architecture, and sculpture flourished, and the cultural development of ancient India reached its climax. According to tradition, Chandragupta II achieved power by assassinating a weak elder brother Ramagupta. Inscription number 10. Mathura Pillar Inscription of Chandragupta to Regnal Year 5. Gupta Year 61. Provenance, Chandul Mandul Bagichi. Near Rangeswara, Mahadev. Temple at Mathura, UP, now in Mathura Museum, number 1931. Script Middle Brahmi resembling Kushna script of 2nd century AD. Language Sanskrit. Footnote 1. This inscription provides a valuable synchronization of the date of accession of Chandragupta II, Vikramaditya, and the commencement of the Gupta era, which according to Al-Biruni, began 241 years later than the Sakakala. Accepting Al-Biruni, Smith propounded that the Gupta era started with effect from 26 February 320 AD on the coronation of Chandragupta I, and its first year ended on 13th March 321 AD. Some attempts have been made in recent times to prove some other date for the establishment of this era, e.g. 1957 BC 200 AD and 272 AD, but have not yet found favor with historians. Gupta era continued in for several centuries in India and in widely separated regions. A cursive script existed side by side with the one generally used in inscriptions. It is also possible that the scribe hailed from the northwest, where the cushion style still prevailed. We also have an inscription of Kanishka's 14th regnal year from Mathura, written in the eastern variety of Gupta script. English translation of the inscription. Accomplished in year 5 of the victorious reign of the Bhattarka Maharaja Rajadhiraja, the illustrious. Chandragupta, the noble son of the Bhattarka Maharaja Rajadhiraja, the illustrious Samudragupta on the 5th of the bright half of the first of the year 61 of the current era, and this aforesaid day, the Lingas, Upmiteswara and Kapileswara, the images of teachers, were installed in the teacher shrine. By Arya Uditacharya, the 10th from Lord Bhagwat, Kushika. 4th from Lord Person, a stainless disciple of Lord Kapila, a stainless disciple of Lord Upmita, for the glory of the preceptor and for the augmentation of the religious merit of self. It is not written for my own fame. Here a request is made to the worshipper of Maheswara, and an address to the acharyas of the time being, that considering it to be property, they should, in addition to worshipping, preserve this property without hesitation. This is the request. Whoever will owe harm to this memorial, and whoever does harm to the writing above or below, shall be possessed of the 5 great sins and the 5 minor sins.